Hi all, happy Friday. I wanted to first off say thanks so much to every person who's subscribed to my channel, who's given me a like, left a comment. Special shout out to Fire in the Shire for helping me with my algorithms. I just want you to know that I truly appreciate anybody that takes the time out of their day, out of their life to listen to what I have to say. I appreciate it truly. I had an interesting conversation the other day with an AI chatbot. And don't get crazy or anything. I didn't download an app. I just opened a web browser and was talking to, I want to tell you the Julian website, but I don't remember exactly what it was called. And I'm gonna post. I'll post down in the comments wherever I put this what the answers were to the questions I asked. The first question in particular, asking what's the benefit? Because initially I was asking questions really that I know the answers to, but I wanted to see how they'd respond. And so I asked a question really like, why is our history hidden? But you can't ask those kind of questions or you get these fluffy answers. You get fluffy answers like, if the controllers had a PR company. I mean, they do, don't they? Mainstream media. So yes, just like that. Just like asking mainstream media, hey, what happened to our history? So I was getting these really fluffy answers, so I changed the way that I asked them a little. And instead of saying, why'd this happen? I started saying, what is the benefit of? What is the benefit of and to whom, basically? And I asked a question specifically about our history, like why? What is the benefit of keeping our history hidden from us? And it wasn't the content so much that surprised me as just how forthright, how out there it was. I mean, basically to control us, right? And so I'll post the exact verbiage because it was interesting for sure. But something it doesn't talk about is how our epigenetics are being used against us. How our genes, via epigenetics, are being used against us. Because whether we know our history or not, the controllers do. And what is happening with this, with the mainstream media, with all of the programs and people in place that are just sending this constant stream of information our way. And I talked about this before when I was talking about the different flavors of fear, right? So epigenetics is the study of basically how outside factors can affect your genes and cause them to express differently. So it creates a chemical change. It doesn't change your DNA sequence, but it'll cause things to express differently. And so if you look at 2020, a lot of people were left scratching their heads because so much of humanity did things they wouldn't normally do, putting things in their body they don't question, closing down businesses, firing employees, turning on their neighbors, turning on their family, etc. Why was that so easy? Why was it so easy for humanity to be locked down. Because in our DNA, back here, we have a plague. We have the memory of the plague in our genes. We have the memory of war in our genes. We have the memory of extreme poverty in our genes. We have these things in our genetics. And the folks that are running the show know our history. They know what's in there. And so when we have this constant stream of war fear, or even just, war imagery, and I'm not saying don't pay attention to what's going on. I'm saying that everything that is being sent into your environment is being done so purposely, and it's being done so to shake your system, to find your buttons and to push them. And so we all have these buttons in our field, and even if you haven't personally experienced, extreme poverty, or if you haven't experienced genocide, if you haven't experienced, any of these big topics, you still have the button in your field. All of us. If there's anyone on earth, it's got to be some super secluded tribe that has not encountered or if they don't have war in their DNA. And so how do you desensitize these buttons? The way you do it is by sitting and getting quiet and calling up the topics. And you can use topics they're sending our way. The starvation is a big one, because and this is why they're pushing that button, food security, food insecurity, because we probably all have starvation in our genetics somewhere. And so what you can do is take, like if war, for instance, you get somewhere and get quiet, and you're going to say the word war over and over and over again to yourself. And you can do this, and as you do it, ask, where is war in my body? And you'll notice, if you just sit quietly and ask, where is war in my body? If it's there, which it will be, if you haven't done this work yet, it'll be there. You're going to feel it come up. It'll come up as a tightness around your heart, or, it could be a little stabbing pain somewhere. But wherever it comes up, you can put your hand there, or even just send your intention there. Acknowledge that it's there, right? Acknowledge that it's there, accept that it's there, and that'll begin the unraveling of it. You can intend love to go to it, but what you're going to do is you're going to be with your body with this word war until you can say it and it's not there anymore. You don't have any evidence of it, coming up behind your heart or hurting in your head or wherever it is. Look at your ancestral line, whatever you have in your ancestral line, take those as a topic. If there is conflict, like maybe family conflict, if you notice how things run generationally, right? So if you have siblings six generations back and they were fighting amongst themselves, it's amazing how you can see that play out generation after generation after generation. And so be the change, right? Change that for yourself, change it for your kids, because you can, by sitting there with these topics, sitting there with starvation and just saying, where is starvation in my body? whatever the topic is, where is it in my body, and desensitize those buttons. And if you can do that, you're not going to be affected by the propaganda that's coming at us 24/7. You're not going to be able to be mind controlled, right? I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have questions about it, because I'm happy to explain it further. And I'm going to put the answer from that chatbot in the description. I'll see you guys soon. And I'm sending you a lot of love.